Hello and welcome to part 2 of my National League thoughts so far. Today we're doing 13 to 1, so if your team ranges from 14 to 24, part 1 will just click on my channel and you find part 1 right before this video, or it will be in the playlist that I've made, so go and there. But other than that, if you don't mind, like this video and subscribe, it will help a lot. I'm 3 away from my target, if I'm not mistaken. So, and then the next target is 200. But like I said in the last video, it's upcoming. But the minute I get to 200, maybe I'll invest into a microphone for away days and home days. I don't know yet, because I don't really get paid for doing this. I'm doing this for my own entertainment, but it don't bother me. But let's get started. In 13th, we've got Southend United. I predicted these top of the league. They'll finish top, but they've had a poor start. They've not had the best starts. But it's the start of the National League campaign. They can rise, they can go further down. But don't know with Southend. I thought they would have absolutely smashed the league after doing the massive climb they did after losing 10 points last season, but they haven't shown it yet. They've won 3, drew 5 and lost 3. They're sitting on 14 points. In the last 5 games they've won 2, lost 2 and drew 1, which I really didn't expect from Southend. Like I said, I expected them near the top, but they have scored 16 but conceded 14, so they're on a 2 goal difference, which is not the best. But Southend is one of those teams I expect to be high up in the table, near promotion. So we'll see when we do this next time at match day 22. But 12th, we have Woking. Oldham went there the other week and we battered them 3-1. It was all Oldham, and that was a surprise after we had 4 consecutive 1-0 draws. But Woking, in my opinion, I reckon they'll finish mid-ish of the table. But they've not really had the best starts, but they're sitting at mid-table. They have 4 wins, 3 draws and 4 losses, currently sitting on 15 points. They've only had 1 win in the last 5 games. They have drew 3 of those 5 games and lost 1. They are currently on a negative 2 goal difference, with them scoring 12 and them conceding 14, which is really surprising. But obviously Oldham contributed to that negative goal difference. But like I said, I reckon they'll be mid-table, maybe below. But I don't reckon they'll get into top 10. But feel free to surprise me. 11. One of the most, I'm not trying to be horrible on Altrincham fans, awful grounds in the National League. There's the standing allocation that we have for, like, it's not good, but it's what it is. They're currently coming out, they've took Joe Nuttall off us, so that's probably why, because he's not really a goal scorer. And they also lost Con Clark, which was one of the best players in the National League last season, if not the best player in the National League last season. But they are currently on 4 wins, 3 draws and 4 losses, the same as Woking. However, they have scored 13 but conceded 14, so they've scored 1 more than Woking, currently sitting on 15 points. In the last 5 games, they've won 2, drew 2 and lost 1. But Altrincham, I expect them to be near the playoffs or top half of the table. But yeah, if they can get in playoffs, that'll be great for them. Obviously, it's a local team. Obviously, we want to overthrow them and be the team that goes up. But see if they can get into playoffs. 10th, Halifax Town, the Shaman Army. The stadium's way too big for them, in my opinion. When I went, we brought more fans to Halifax than they had in their stadium. It's not it's an alright ground to go to, just a dire hill to get to the away end is absolutely awful. But they're currently sitting 10th with 4 wins, 4 draws and 3 losses. They have scored 10, conceded 8, and they've, in the last 5 games, they've drew 2, won 2 and lost 1, which is not the best, but it's not the worst either. But Halifax, I expect to be near the playoffs like there was last season. They're a really good established National League team, and I reckon they'll be up there. Now we're going on to 9th, Sutton United. These finished 23rd in League 2 last season, and I don't think they've had the start they wanted to the National League, but they're currently on 4 wins, 4 draws and 3 losses. Conceding 15, scoring 17. In the last 5 games, they've lost 2, won 2 and drew 1. But Sutton, I reckon, just out of the playoffs. I don't reckon they'll get into playoffs this season. They're a good club, don't get me wrong, but I don't reckon they'll hit the mark as most National League teams who are in here are really hard to beat for the likes of Oldham, Gateshead, Forest Green and teams like that. 8th, we have Dagenham and Redbridge. They have won 4, drew 4 and lost 3. So that means 10 to 8th are all on the same points and all on the same tally, if you get what I mean. With them scoring 19 and conceding 12. So that 7-1 win they did against Gateshead really helped them out. And in the last 5 games, they've drew 1, won 3 and lost 1. And that was the most recent game. Maybe they can turn it around, or maybe losses start coming thingy. But I reckon these overall, Dagenham and Redbridge, I reckon you're mid-table to bottom middle of the table. But they can prove me wrong. But I don't reckon. I reckon they'll be mid-table. 7th, we have Ebbsfleet, a really good team, and they'll be up in the playoffs. They are 7th, Ebbsfleet 7th. They've won 6, drew 2 and lost 3, scoring 19, conceding 15. They currently sit on 20 points. In the last 5 games, they've won 2 games, lost 2 and drew 1. But Ebbsfleet, they're not shy of getting 3 points off you, or even taking a point, and I reckon they'll be middle of the table, high middle. Then 6th, we're getting on to my club, Oldham Athletic. 5 wins, 5 draws, 1 loss, and I'm taking it. 5 wins, definitely taking it, but I'm expecting to be up in the playoffs, near the top of the table this season, maybe even going up, which most Oldham fans are looking like they want this season. In the last 5 games, they have drew 2 and won 3, so we're unbeaten in 5 games, which is really good. Overall, we're unbeaten in 7 games, so we've got Ebbsfleet at the weekend, this weekend, and we should take the 3 points, let's be real, because they're bottom of the table with only 5 points. But Oldham's goal tally, 15 scored, 10 conceded, and it didn't help with that 4-1 battering against Aldershot. But we moved away from that and started picking up 1-1 draws. Yes, it's not the best and not what we wanted to see, but we still didn't lose and still got points. But then points needed to turn into wins, and we should have beat the likes of Gateshead and Altrincham, but missed opportunities. But moving swiftly on to 5th, Gateshead, who've only played 10 games. They've won 6 of them, drew 2 of them and lost 2 of them. Scoring 19, conceding 14. It didn't help them losing to 7-1 to Dagenham and Redbridge, but I think they're established enough to get in the playoffs, and I reckon they will get playoffs. In the last 5 games, they've won 3 and lost 2. But Gateshead, I don't know if they sorted the stadium thing out with the council, whether they're allowed to go up. So if there's any Gateshead fans, please let me know in the comments. I hate to say this, but moving on to fourth, Rochdale. They have won 6, drew 2, and lost 3. Scoring 19 and only conceding... Oh, no, I've got it wrong, I think. No, I haven't. They have scored 19, conceding 9, and in the last 5 games they've won 3, 2 losses. I reckon, not bias aside, rivalry aside, I reckon they will be in playoffs this year. They're a team you're expecting to be up there anyway. But personally, I would want them further down because of the rivalry. But they're having a really good start to this National League season, and see what they can do from now on. See if they can overthrow Oldham when they play them. I don't think so, but Rochdale, if you want, prove Oldham fans wrong. But you've not beat us in how many years? So I reckon we'll still finish above you. But yeah, well, I'll have Rochdale fans getting salty in the comments, but it's football. Get over it. There's a better rivalry. Third, expected to be up here, Forest Green, who have won 6, drew 3, lost 2. Also, same as Rochdale, scoring 19 and only conceding 9. In the last 5 games, they've won 3, drew 1, and lost 1. And that was to Oldham. Oldham were dominant in this game, in my opinion. And what a goal by Mike Fondop. I'm glad as an Oldham fan we kept him. But Forest Green, they're expected to be in the playoffs, and I reckon they will get playoffs with how they're playing at the minute. But it's the National League, anything can change. But Forest Green, you're expecting them to be up there. They've only just come down from League 2. Now, moving on to second place, which has shocked many people in the National League, York City. I expected them to finish middle, maybe bottom middle of the table. They are currently smashing the National League with 7 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. Scoring 18 and only conceding 6. They sit on 24 points, and in the last 5 games, they are unbeaten, winning 4 of those games, which is outstanding for York. And at the minute, I'm not looking forward to play them because of how good form they're on. But things can change, players can get injured, shocks can happen. But if York can keep it up, they'll definitely be a force in this National League this season. Now, the leaders at the minute, they're not runaways because York are on the same points as them. But first place, Barnet. They have won 3, drew 0, lost 3. Not got any draws so far. They have scored a staggering 23 goals and conceded 11. In the last 5 games, they've won 4, lost 1. I expected Barnet to come second this year, and by the looks of it, they are proving me right. And as National League fans, we knew Barnet would be up there, but yeah, that's my overview of the current National League. So if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, and yeah, roll on Ebbsfleet on Saturday. My video for that game, or my matchday vlog as people like to call it, will either be posted on Saturday after the game or Sunday, because it depends on the travel back. But thank you for watching.